This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at the Mattel Creations exclusive Masters of the Universe Despara figure, the powerful captain of the Evil Horde, part of the Masters of the Universe Origins line, and a figure that we originally saw in the Classics line, and also, for note, created by the writers of DC Comics, I want to say, because it was the way they were trying to get around having Adora in the Classics at the time because of all the weird licensing stuff around She-Ra and He-Man back in the day or whatever. I'm sure Scott Knightlick, Spectre Creative, has plenty of videos on that you can listen to. All the stuff seems to change and it's all weird, and I just don't follow the licensing anymore. On the back of the box, we just see Despara fighting against our weird-looking Snake Man thing that comes in that 4-pack. We also see Skeletor's little warrior down there. We see the Horde guy back there with Hordak, and of course, I think that's supposed to be our Paragon Trooper for King Randor. Well, our box is a little bit damaged up in the upper corner too. So yeah, this is the modern take on Force Captain Adora for all intents and purposes. Let's go ahead and open this sucker up. You know, we've come a long way from the time the weapons were just tossed in there in a plastic bag. This mini-comic is called The Phantoms of Despara. Each of us is haunted by something. Missed opportunities, questions of what if, or sins so terrible that one can only struggle to forget them. If they can. From beyond, a doorway appears. A voice, all too familiar, speaks. I've been searching for you. Ha 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 ha. No! The terrible figure caused a dam of memories to flood, bringing her to the beginning. Long before Adora became She-Ra, she was kidnapped by Hordak. That is when the horror began. Under Hordak's guidance, Shadow Weaver manipulated Adora, molding her into the perfect protege, convincing her that evil was good and good evil, for misinformation is the wickedest, greatest tool. Okay, what the hell? Who wrote that? Adora had one choice, evolve or die. Through rigorous training, she became a skilled champion. Honest to God, I want that version of Adora right there. Kruzak! Krozak! Henceforth you shall bear your new true identity. Adora is dead. Long live Despara. So skilled a warrior was she, Despara rose through the ranks, becoming Force Captain. She was as beautiful as she was cruel. With unflinching brutality, she destroyed villages and countless creatures in the name of the Horde. Annihilate them all! Adora's fate was all but sealed until a hero stepped forth and revealed the truth of who she was, her brother He-Man. Adora, remember who you are, my sister. Krachang! Vanquish your brother, seize the power sword. At the climactic moment, it wasn't He-Man's blade, but another whose call she answered, the Sword of Protection. God. Ugh. Seizing the Sword of Protection, Adora embodied her ultimate destiny, her true self, She-Ra, Princess of Power. You know, that's going to be a little bit harder to keep her secret identity secret, you know, with the way they're doing this story. That also means that He-Man's Adam identity is not secret either anymore. The gulf of memory closes and She-Ra snaps back to the present. She faces an impossible enemy, herself. Who are you? I'm your greatest form, your true self, who you abandoned. When you transformed into She-Ra, you ejected me from your being. However, the dark energy remained and found a new form. From person to person I've traveled, using and expending their bodies. Now it's time to come home. She-Ra easily parries Despara's blow, sending her to the ground. My, for a Force Captain, you lack the skill with a blade. Perhaps melee isn't your gift? Channeling energies within her sword, She-Ra blasts Despara only to reveal Shadow Weaver. My greatest triumph, my greatest failure. You can be so much more than a bearer of pitiful virtues. I get it. You missed me. I'll be waiting for you, Despara. I know somewhere within you wish to wreak havoc once more. Never shall that be my name again. Now leave before I vanquish you. And so Shadow Weaver fled, making the encounter and memories of the past feel like a distant dream. But just under the surface, they lie in wait. Some believe that yesterday should always remain far and away. For today, we may choose who we've always wished to be, now and forever. Dun dun dun. Actually, I believe in the Classics comics, and I don't think I actually ever finished them because I never finished opening up the 2-packs. I think towards the end of that, She-Ra actually reverted back to Despara at the end of that storyline. But let's take a good look at her. First and foremost, the head is a mask this time and not just a separate head like it had been in the previous iteration. And as a comparison, here are the two heads side by side. Obviously, the Classics one, as always, is more detailed. And unlike some of the previous ones, I think it's safe to say that this is actually a new mold and not just a remake of this one, or a shrinking down of this one. Because you can tell that the little, if you can see those good enough, the head ridges are differently shaped, as is the sides and the eyes a bit. And this isn't just that, you know, making it smaller kind of screwed up the things. It does look like everything is... It does look like it is a different mold. And they probably had to do that when they decided to turn this into a mask instead of a second head, which... I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's kind of cool that they did it that way. At the same time, I think that's just a cheap money-saving gimmick. And there's obviously less paint detail on here. Here we have her two different heads for Origins and Classics. I don't know. I always refer to this as like the linebacker head, just because of the face paint underneath. And actually, I never noticed that, but on this head, it's wonky. I don't like this head. I will say this. I do appreciate that they gave her a different hairdo. You know, we have like the plain buzz cut on the Classics. Here, they definitely gave her more of a stylish pixie cut, which I think is kind of cool, though still not my favorite hairstyle. Yeah, that's the, those are the two heads here. And I think also because of the size, the darkening paint underneath is a little bit closer and makes it look like she's just wearing way too much eyeliner. So these are our two figures together. They definitely tried to keep some of the detailing the same, and then got rid of some of the others. We do have like the boot tops here. Oh, same as the Classics version. It is kind of too bad that they didn't use like the cartoon collection heels though with her. I'm just gonna say. Obviously, this is my Force Captain Adora, where the head, the sword, and the gun belt are all not from the original figure. Just saying. The cape is similarly designed, but not quite the same, as the original one has like more detailing at the top. Like we do have some ridges here, but not the same number, and it doesn't really have the serrated edge that those have. And then what I thought was kind of a weird thing for them to do, they gave us Trapjaw's sword here for her. And I don't know why they just didn't reuse, because they're like basically the same size. So to me, there's no reason for them not to just reuse her original swords. Another big difference is that she has the skirt piece too, which she does have a bit of a skirt piece on here, but it doesn't go all the way around. I know that's a little bit off center there, but so yeah, I don't know, because we've seen them use Classics parts before, and you wouldn't even have had to have remolded this into a smaller size. This size would have worked just fine with her if you're using Triclops' sword. Plus, they still would fit in the back. So that's a bit disappointing to me right there. Obviously, we do have the little sword holsters in the back. They are at different heights so that the swords can cross without interfering with each other. So that's actually a pretty nice design feature. But again, I think these were bad choices for the swords. They should have just given us the original ones again. And these, I think, would fit better because the smaller handle works better with the smaller hands that the female figures have. Because generally speaking, the male swords, the male hands have a bigger grip hole in them than the female hands do. But let's take a look at the articulation, and we've got everything in place on her. The head is on a ball joint. We can spin it around. The mask does stay on pretty well to a certain point. Obviously, if you turn the mask without holding the head, it's going to pop off like that. The arms hinge up and down. And of course, the cape pauldrons 100% interfere in the rotation. We do have a single joint at the elbow as per usual, a spin, and the in and out articulation of the... Oh no, sorry. We once again have a up and down articulation on the right hand and in and out on the left hand. So it seems like they're giving almost all the female figures seem to be having the sword raising hands put into place here for some reason, because that was the same with the last female figure we did too. We can spin at the waist like so. We can kick up. We can kick back about yay far. And we can kick out. The skirt piece rises up on her, so you can get the full range of kick. So that's pretty nice, actually. Though, if you try to do the splits on her, oh dear. Wait, hold on. We almost got the superhero pose. There's no good way to do it, though. Okay, sorry. Had to try. We do have a spin at the knee, and the knee bends at 90 degrees. I'm not 100% certain on this one, but it feels like this is a new upper calf here. It I don't know, maybe it's just the black color in it. It just doesn't seem like it's our usual Origins knee or part. We have a spin also. And like mentioned before, we do have the little flappy thing on the front of the boots, like with our regular Despara. The ankle has a rocker and can spin around. Again, I do wish they'd used the higher heels from the cartoon collection. There's our skirt piece. Other than that, she's using the basic Tila crotch. And she looks fine like this, too. Triclops' swords do go on her hands just fine, but they do seem kind of big and heavy. Again, I see no real reason why they couldn't have given us this sword again. Just straight as it is would have been fine for this. And you could even have painted the whole handle red down there. I wouldn't have cared. So just to say here, my plan for my displays, obviously I will probably have her displayed with the Despara mask on. I may even take, I ended up getting 3 of her. Specifically, I might go ahead and display her with both the mask and without the mask in different positions. That long awaited time when I actually work on the Eternium playset, you know, have her there. But my other plan for the final one that I have is hopefully they will put us out on Adora so I can go ahead and make my Force Captain version again, because I want to put an Adora head on there. Give her the Sword of Protection. The one thing that I could not do with this one that I really wanted to do is pop out that gem and put a red one in there, but finding a red gem that would fit in there was kind of difficult, and I never did it. So, being that they're just painting the swords and not putting actual gems in them, well, okay, plastic gems, I would most definitely probably paint the Sword of Protection red for that gem spot on the Despara. So hopefully we will get an Adora soon and I can make my version for Origins. I also want to say, and I'll pop it up here again. I would actually like to see them do that female Horde Trooper body with Adora too, man. That looked really cool. I think that might actually look better than Despara, to be perfectly honest. But then I was also kind of a fan of Hordak wearing the Horde armor too, back from the movie special. The movie special. The He-Man and She-Ra Secret of the Sword movie. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Did you get a Despara? I don't know if she's still up for sale or if she sold out. I honestly doubt that she sold out. It also looked like we might have gotten her in Masterverse for the Revolution, whatever would have been a follow-up to Revolution had Crybaby Man and company not screwed up the Revelation series and then getting people to not want to watch Revolution. We may have gotten whatever would have been the third one, which I don't know what they would have called it, but I'm sure it would have had an R at the beginning too. I won't say the first word that came in my mind, though. But if you enjoyed this review, please feel free to smash that like button. And if you want to watch more of my nonsense in the future, you can subscribe. That'd be awesome. I thank you for watching. Peace and love.